The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services said Monday that it will send 13 military mortuary officers to Puerto Rico instead of 6, as previously announced. For more on this, I want to bring in CBS News correspondent David Begnaud. He joins me now on the phone from Dallas. So, David, why are these soldiers going to Puerto Rico now?
Well, there's a backlog of bodies, and the big question is what's taken so long to request the extra help. Look, this backlog existed long before Hurricane Maria hit the islands, right? The backlog has continued to grow ever since the hurricane. There are only 5 staff pathologists, Elaine, that work at the facility, and we toured it about a week ago at the invitation of the government. And we're told that pathologists work literally from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. every single day. In many medical examiner offices around the country, there are times where you may have 1 autopsy a day, you may have none. To have autopsies ongoing, in some cases more than one ongoing all day long, that is significant. That is significant. But to answer your question, it's unclear at this point what has taken the government so long to make the request. I will tell you this. The request was asked of the United States federal government only on July 23rd. That was 3 days after local lawmakers in Puerto Rico made a visual inspection of the facility, and that led to a public outcry which played out in the press. And many people would arguably tell you that is when the island's government officially made the formal request of the government to try and get some help. But they need more than mortuary officers. Listen, these mortuary officers are going to do things like help receive a body when it arrives and transfer the custody back to the funeral home when the autopsy is done. But what they need more of, Elaine, are pathologists. And not only that, but they need radiologists and dentists. That's because, as part of the backlog, there are at least 70 bodies which are unidentified, still awaiting autopsy, and have been at the forensic facility in some cases for more than 3 years.
Well, the Department of Defense originally said it was sending 6 officers. It now says it's sending 13. Why is that?
Well, the island's government actually was the one who clarified this afternoon, saying 13. So as to why the number was increased, I can't tell you. But the information that we've been getting is coming directly from the governor's office in Puerto Rico.
Well, you've been covering the devastation from Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico for almost a year. What are some of the struggles that officials are facing in identifying those killed by the storm?
Elaine, at every turn, there seems to be another need for the governor of Puerto Rico to make an ask of the federal government. That's not an opinion, it's a fact. And to the people who live on the island, they are discouraged, disappointed, and angry as to why it has taken so long. Oftentimes, what we have seen be the case in Puerto Rico is that only when public emergencies and outcries spill over into the press does the government take decisive action swiftly. So people have said within the last few hours on social media asking questions like, why didn't they do this a year ago or 2 years ago? Why only now? Can't answer the question. We're trying to figure it out. But at the end of the day, they have made the ask. Resources are on the way. FEMA has provided at least 4 18-wheeler units, which are housing some of the bodies that are considered a part of the backlog. And as of right now, we're told they are doing autopsies again every day from open until close, and the backlog continues to grow.
All right. David Begnaud for us. David, thank you.
You bet.